When stars come out and skies turn deep, it's time for hearts to softly keep the love of God, both big and small, to share with others, one and all. Be kind to friends, both near and far. God sees your heart just where you are. A smile, a hurt, a hug, a gentle word can spread His love through all the world. Your God loves hearts that shine, not stun. Show tenderness, that's all, not stun. The quiet ones who help, not stun. Show tenderness that shine, not there. When someone stumbles, who help with care.
Jesus walks on water. One evening, after feeding thousands with just a few loaves and fish, Jesus sent His disciples ahead in a boat across the Sea of Galilee. He wanted to go up a mountain by Himself to pray, seeking quiet communion with His Father. As darkness fell and the disciples rowed, a fierce storm arose. The wind howled, and massive waves crashed against their small vessel, threatening to capsize it. They struggled for hours, exhausted and filled with fear, making little progress against the powerful tempest. Jesus, from His solitary place on the mountain, saw their distress. His heart, ever full of compassion, moved Him to action. In the deepest part of the night, between 3 and 6 in the morning, He began to walk across the churning waters towards them. From their boat, the disciples saw a figure approaching, walking on the sea. Their hearts pounded with terror. "It's a ghost," they cried out, convinced they were witnessing a spectral apparition, their fear overriding any other explanation. But immediately, Jesus spoke to them, His voice calm and reassuring, cutting through the roaring wind and crashing waves. "Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." His words brought a momentary stillness to their panicked minds. Peter, ever impulsive and filled with a mixture of faith and doubt, called out, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." He longed to share in this incredible miracle, to experience the divine power firsthand. "Come," Jesus replied, His voice clear and inviting. Without hesitation, Peter stepped out of the boat, his eyes fixed on Jesus. To his amazement, the water held him, and he began to walk towards his Lord. For a few miraculous steps, Peter walked on the stormy sea, sustained by his faith. But then, his gaze shifted. He saw the violent waves, heard the furious wind, and the reality of the storm overwhelmed him. Fear seized Peter's heart. He took his eyes off Jesus, and immediately, his feet began to sink into the cold, churning water. "Lord, save me!" he cried out, his voice filled with panic and desperation. Immediately, Jesus reached out His hand and caught him, pulling him back from the depths. His touch was firm and comforting. "You of little faith," Jesus gently rebuked him. "Why did you doubt?" As soon as they climbed back into the boat, the wind ceased, and the sea became calm. The disciples, awe-struck by all they had witnessed, knelt before Jesus, proclaiming, "Truly, you are the Son of God." This incredible event taught them, and us, a profound lesson. When our eyes are fixed on Jesus, we can overcome the impossible. But when we allow fear and doubt to distract us, we begin to falter. It reminds us that even in the fiercest storms of life, Jesus is always near, watching over us, and ready to extend His hand to save us if we call upon Him with faith. The story of Jesus walking on water is a powerful testament to his divine authority over nature and his unwavering care for his followers. It challenges us to trust him completely, even when circumstances seem overwhelming. It teaches us that true faith isn't the absence of fear, but rather moving forward despite it, keeping our focus on the one who calms every storm. Peter's initial steps on the water show the incredible power of faith. For a brief moment, he transcended natural laws because his belief in Jesus was strong. His subsequent sinking, however, illustrates the fragility of human faith when confronted with overwhelming worldly fears. It's a relatable struggle many face. Jesus' immediate response to Peter's cry for help highlights his mercy and readiness to rescue us from our doubts and failures. His gentle rebuke, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" is not condemnatory, but an invitation to deeper trust and reliance on him. This miracle also reveals Jesus' identity as God, walking on water, calming storms. These are acts of divine power, demonstrating his sovereignty. The disciples' amazed worship after the storm ceased solidified their understanding of who Jesus truly was, strengthening their belief. For young adults, this story provides a powerful metaphor for facing life's challenges. The stormy sea can represent difficult decisions, peer pressure, or personal struggles. Keeping one's eyes on Jesus means staying focused on moral principles, spiritual guidance, and a belief in a higher purpose. The temptation to look at the waves, the problems, and fears, is ever present. But the story encourages resilience and faith. It teaches that even when we stumble or doubt, like Peter, Jesus is always there to lift us up and guide us back. The lesson extends beyond personal faith, encouraging reliance on a spiritual compass in navigating a complex world. It highlights that true courage comes not from a lack of fear, but from having faith stronger than that fear. This narrative invites contemplation on the nature of miracles, the power of belief, and the constant presence of divine support in our lives. It's a call to examine one's own faith, asking whether we are truly trusting in God's power or succumbing to the anxieties of the world. The story reinforces the idea that with faith, even the impossible becomes possible, and that ultimately, Jesus is the anchor in life's storms. The moral of the story is to always keep your eyes on Jesus, especially during life's storms, and to trust in his power and love. For he will always be there to save you when you falter. Remember, even when you doubt, his hand is always ready to reach out and pull you back to safety. Have faith.